Good morning. My name is Ryan Swain, and I am the General Manager of Dunes Realty Vacation Rentals in Garden City Beach. And this year I have the honor of serving as the Chairman of the Board of Directors of your Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce and CVB. I want to thank you all for joining us here today. We're providing the Visit Myrtle Beach's marketing update, announcing some exciting projects, and learning how we can all travel forward. The beach had a great year last year. We've had a big week this week. On Monday, we joined several tourism leaders from around the state at the Governor's Mansion for a reception where he declared this week National Tourism Travel Week, or South Carolina Tourism and Travel Week. On Tuesday, we had a little bit of a panic attack, maybe you'll say, regarding a big event that's coming up next month, but luckily that was resolved by the end of the day. And then yesterday, there was also a small announcement made. So what's going to happen today? We have no idea. You guys are where it's going to happen, though, so look forward to it. I want to extend a big thank you to our special guests and agency partners today for sponsoring various portions of this event, especially to Flip2 for sponsoring breakfast. Finally, thanks to the Marina Inn and their amazing team for hosting us. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors today, including presenting sponsor MMGY, RSM, Flip2, Crossover Marketing, Lucky, The Workshop, Miles Partnership, TripAdvisor, Sojourn, Relic, and Falgren Mortine. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Stuart Butler, the Chief Marketing Officer for Visit Myrtle Beach, to the stage. Thank you.
One of the benefits of being the board chair is you get to call the shots. And so Ryan, being a huge Clemson fan, decided he was going to order a bazillion orange hats and make me wear one on stage. So thank you. Ryan, we are at your service. These hats are reversible, just so you know. So if you don't want to be so garishly Clemson orange, you don't have to be. You can turn it on and just be a little bit garish with the white and orange. But those are cool. Yeah, and I fully expect to see them in thrift stores around the Grand Strand in the next few weeks. But you can take those home with you. Also on your tables, you'll have a report. We'll talk about a lot of stats today. Don't feel like there's going to be a pop quiz at the end because all of that data is referenced in there. So let's get going. This is going to be a fun day. But before we get started, I know I have a reputation for crazy ideas, for being a disruptor. This team has done some amazing, crazy stuff after the last 2 years or so that I've been here. But I just want to clear up some rumors. We had absolutely nothing to do with the Chinese balloon. Although we did take advantage of it. I don't know if you saw, we put out some tweets, which were a lot of fun, including, hey, did anyone lose a big white balloon? Which got picked up by BuzzFeed and shared around the world. So we're always looking for opportunities to promote the Grand Strand in a fun, positive way. The other thing we had absolutely nothing to do with, I can assure you, was South Park. As accurate as they were in some aspects, they missed the mark in others. I love this shot of the Grand Strand, of the, downtown Myrtle Beach area, but they put mountains in there. They obviously didn't do their research. But what I would say is that the fact that we have shows like South Park wanting to talk about the Myrtle Beach area is a testament to how far we've come as a destination. We're no longer a lower tier destination. We're recognized up there with the best of the best. Like, this is why we're getting talked about in the zeitgeist. People know who we are more today than they ever have. And we're going to continue to push that. We're going to talk a little bit about what that means later on. But our job is to make sure everyone in the world, not just America, knows what Myrtle Beach is, what we represent, how amazing this community is. I moved here about 22 years ago, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the warm welcome I received. And I see that every day. We just got an email from Mark Crew at the city yesterday from a family in Canada who had just come and visited, and they were just raving about what a great time they had. They'd been to Big Mike's, they'd been to Crave, they'd been to Ripley's Aquarium. They'd done a ton of stuff around the Grand Strand. But the thing they commented on most was the people. The people here are friendly. The people here are welcoming. The people here are accepting. The people here say, you come as you are, and we won't judge. We just want you to have a great time. That's the hospitality that lives in the blood of everyone that is here along the Grand Strand. So, agendas. Today we're going to learn a lot. It is a packed day. This is probably the first and only time we're going to be on schedule because we packed in a lot. You have this in front of you, so I'm not going to go through it, but you are going to hear from some great minds like TripAdvisor and Google. You're also going to hear for some less great minds like Ed from Flip2. But he's going to talk about a really important thing, AI. How many of you guys have heard about ChatGPT? Raise hands or put on a hat. Raise your hand or put on a hat. It's up to you. Pretty much everyone, right? How many of you guys have actually dabbled and used ChatGPT for anything? Just played around with it? Now, I can tell you that a recent stat that came out this week from Longwoods International, they do an ongoing sentiment study. They said 33% of Americans indicate they're going to use AI tools to help make their vacation plans this year. 33%. Now, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I'd say that number will be north of 50% by this time next year. It may even be close to 100%. This is a technology that is going to disrupt us beyond our wildest imagination. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about long-form video, short-form video. We're going to talk about storytelling. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff, including the economy, which is not so cool, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Alrighty, so let's get going. So first of all, I want to thank my team. We are a small but mighty team. There's 5 of us right here. This is your marketing team. We serve you, the community. The newest entrant to the team, Tiffany, is going to start in a couple of weeks. She in the room somewhere? Oh, here she is. So this is breaking her in hard right now because she's going to get the download of a lifetime, seeing all the things we're doing, and she's going to be a part of that in the next couple of weeks. So we're glad for her. So we're 10 people strong, but we also, the other side to the CVB is the sales team. We don't like to think of ourselves as sales and marketing. We think of ourselves as teams marketing. Bob leads this team. Another 10 folks on the groups meetings sales team, and then we've got 2 on the sports team. These guys work tirelessly to bring in business every single day. They broke every record we've had over the last 12 months, and they've set even higher goals for the next 12 months. So we're super, super proud of all the things that they accomplish. Without the groups, the meetings, the bus tours, the events that these guys bring in, we wouldn't be able to drive the leisure rate like we do. This is the base. We don't have business base like a lot of cities, but we do have sports, and we do have groups, and we do have meetings. These guys are the ones that are driving that. They work collaboratively with a lot of our convention center, a lot of our facilities to bring in these massive groups that give us the base that help drive this economy. And what we see, and Bob's going to talk about this later on, is when they do bring these people in, they don't just come in for their meeting. They stay a little bit longer. They do these leisure tours, but they also come back with their families again and again. We still are proud to say 2/3 of the visitors that come to the Grand Strand are repeat visitors. There's no other destination can boast that. That's insane. That means we're delivering on an experience like no other destination. So long may that continue. Thank you to this team, the CVB. We also have an extended team at the Chamber of Commerce. So a lot of people refer to us all as the Chamber, but we're made up of multifacets, but we all work as one big unit. And so thank you to all of those on the Chamber side that do tireless work with the membership, with the events, with the business after hours, with all the hard work that it takes to bring this community together. So we have a massive team. We also have been recognized as a great team. Not only has the Chamber been Chamber of the Year in the past, but this year, your CVB was named the Tourism Office of the Year by the Southeast Tourism Society. So I'm really proud of the team. I think they deserve a round of applause for that. Yeah. We continue to get national recognition. Last year, you remember, we won the ESTO Destiny Award for the best integrated promotions. That was courtesy of our friends at MMGY who are in the room. And we're going to continue to break records and win awards. That's what we do here. But we cannot do that alone. We have an extended family, we like to call them. A lot of people refer to them as agencies or vendors. We refer to them as partners. We have 9 close partners that we work with. There's a lot more beyond this, but these are the core agencies that do the work for us. I like to think of my team here as the conductors, and the agencies, the partners that are in the room, many of them here today, many of them sponsor this event, thank you. This is that orchestra. They play the beautiful symphonies that we're conducting, and we could not do it without you guys. So please, if you're one of our partners, please stand up, and we're going to clap you. Yeah. finally, but certainly not least, is the community at large. We could not do what we do without the support of the state, Discover South Carolina, and the governor. We could not do what we do without the city of Myrtle Beach, without Horry County, without the town of Surfside, without all these amazing organizations too long to mention. People like the Downtown Alliance, Economic Development, Partnership Grand Strand, our new foundation that we created last year. It really does take a village to do what we do. We could not do it without everyone in this room, the hospitality industry at large, the board of directors, our bosses, the marketing council. Every one of you guys is an important, integral part to the success of this destination, and we humbly thank you for that. So let's talk a little bit about why we're here, what we do. What is a CVB, a Convention and Visitors Bureau, or a DMO, Destination Marketing Organization? We like TLAs, three-letter acronyms. We are here to promote, protect, and improve our destination. The first CVB in the country was created in 1896 in Detroit. And it was created by a group of business owners that came together and realized that collectively they could do more. They could promote the destination to more people if they came together. And that's the spirit that continues today for us. We're about quality of life for the residents, for the businesses, for the people that call the Grand Strand their home. From Little River all the way down to Pawleys Island, that's where we care about. We also care about Georgetown County and down into Georgetown, because a lot of the folks that come to the beach enjoy that entire area, including inland. Some beautiful places like Ana and Conway, Socastee and Loris. We're doing a lot of work in the county at large because we're increasingly seeing that people want to experience unique opportunities. And one of the great things about the Grand Strand is when you come to the Grand Strand, when you come to the beach, when you come to Myrtle Beach, you can have a different experience every time. That's why people come back. The beach grows with you as a family, whether you have toddlers or teenagers, or if you're a retired couple. You can find your home, you can find your place. You will find that you belong at the beach. And so we are very committed to the quality of life to our residents. You know, tourism drives the quality of life for our entire community. Not just the tax revenue that we're generating, which defers some of the taxes to the locals in the form of property tax rebates. Not just the roads that it builds on the backs of tourists. Not just the healthcare, the public safety, the schools, the things that the tax revenue does. But it also improves our quality of life because we have all these amazing attractions. We have all these amazing restaurants. We have all these world-class events. We wouldn't have that if it weren't for the tourism economy. Everyone in this town directly or indirectly benefits from the tourism economy. We need to make sure that everyone, especially those folks that are moving here for the first time, continue to appreciate that. You know, that's one of our threats that we've got to make sure we resist, right? With a lot of retirees coming in, a lot of them tend to think we're going to pull up the drawbridge and get there and enjoy it just how it is. We have to continue to push forward. We have to progress. We have to continue to support the tourism economy. Thank you for being a part of that. Our objective as a CVB is very simple. We want to position the Myrtle Beach area as a lifestyle brand, 60 miles of beach plus human experiences. We want to get higher value people to come here. And when I say higher value, that means people that book earlier, stay longer, spend more, and enjoy it. And that's what we're trying to do. It's no longer about heads in beds, although we care about that number. We're not chasing the 20 million by 2020 like we used to. We're now about better quality. It's better to have 17.2 million people staying a little longer and booking a little earlier and spending a little bit more. We're not chasing vanity metrics anymore. We're being more nuanced. We're being more deliberate. We're trying to focus on value. And I'm happy to say it's working. Our tax collection last year broke all records. That money's going right back into our state, our county, and our cities and our towns. So we're going to continue to do that and focus on that. Our mayor, Brenda Bethune, she likes to say we're all about elevating the brand. That's why the investment's going in downtown Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach continues to be the front porch of the Grand Strand. And it's important that we all support that downtown effort with the Myrtle Beach Downtown Alliance, the City of Myrtle Beach, and all the other stakeholders. It doesn't matter who takes credit. It's about getting it done, getting the hard work done. So we're really excited about the future of downtown Myrtle Beach. It's essential in elevating the brand. But we are also doing our part. We're going to elevate the brand too in the way we talk about the product, the way we talk about the people, the way we invite people to come and join us at the beach. we're shifting continually. And right now, one of the things we're shifting towards is talking about those human experiences, the things people actually take home as memories when they come to the beach. I love the accommodations. I've spent 20 years promoting the accommodations. We will continue to promote accommodations. It is the backbone of our hospitality industry. But without any offense to anyone, it's not the reason that people come to the beach, right? They have to stay in hotels, and they want to stay in amazing hotels and in vacation rentals. But that's not the driver. The driver is the experience, the human experience. So we want to talk about that continually more, right? We want to talk about the beach. It's our biggest asset. We need to protect it. We also want to talk about these other human experiences, things like restaurants, live music, events. These are the things that draw people here, keep them coming back, and more importantly, send them home happy, or as Karen likes to say, broken happy, because we want them to leave all their money here, and then going and raving about it, telling all their friends. That's how we become a lifestyle brand. People feel the beach 24/7, 365, not just when they're here. They're talking about it when they go home by the water cooler. So these are the things we're going to be talking about. In order to do that, we had to make some drastic changes last year. And thank you to the whole chamber team for this. This really was an all hands on deck for this. We realized that we had a challenge that we were facing, and that was a lot of the experiences in the Grand Strand weren't currently members of the CVB, weren't at the table, weren't part of the conversation. So we said, how do we fix this? For example, we had 19 restaurants that were CVB members a year ago. So we said, we need to clear the field, we need to make this more democratic and equitable, and we need to bring more people to the table. So we just threw out our membership structure. We drastically reduced the dues. We changed the way we support the financial side of the chamber, and we did something that was drastic and risky, but it paid off. A year later, we're coming into the first year of renewals. What I can say is now we have over 150 restaurants. So that worked. We now have more people at the table having a conversation. We have more attractions than we had. We have more accommodations. We have more of the community a part of the conversation. And so that's critical if we're going to be successful. So we had to do this. We saw this as leveling the ground so we can build something new. So those of you that were here last year will know that I'm a big fan of the metaphor of building cathedrals, meaning we build big, ambitious, beautiful things that take a long time. You know, we need to make sure we're thinking long term, not just what's expedient for this summer, but what is going to be a legacy for years and generations to come beyond our current administration. We need to think beyond ourselves as individuals and think about what is right for the community. We build these cathedrals. And so we have a framework or a foundation that we think about when we're building these cathedrals. We think about strategy. We think about creativity. We think about technology. And we think about data. And that's all underpinned by partnership and collaboration. These are the cornerstones of how we build a foundation to build these massive cathedrals. You guys are an important part of that. You're the partnerships, the collaborators. The partners over here are also part of that creativity, that technology, that strategy. We're taking a leaf out of folks like Amazon and Google and really thinking forward with the end in mind. We're thinking about what are the risks, what are the results, what are the ROIs, what's the why behind the projects we're doing. We introduced last year a universal project brief structure that we can share with all our partners. And what it does is it allows us to analyze and beat up an idea before we actually release it into the wild. So we're getting smarter every day about building the right type of cathedrals that are going to have the biggest impact to drive quality of life, help people to book earlier, stay longer, spend more, leave broken happy, coming back, repeat visits. So this is the rubric we'll talk about in a little bit this afternoon. We also, the other thing we had to do is really spend more time shifting our focus. For a long time, this organization was very focused on the membership, as we should be. I believe personally that we serve you, our members, our partners, better if we focus on delivering value to the visitors, right? We serve you by putting money in your bank accounts, by getting people to you. So instead of just saying we're going to focus only on our stakeholders, we're shifting. We want to really understand what makes the consumer tick. And that's beyond just promotion at the very beginning of the journey. It's understanding where they are throughout the travel journey. It's understanding that people, when they booked, are super excited. More excited, actually, data suggests, before the trip than during the trip. How do we capitalize on that? How do we capitalize on the trip itself? How do we communicate with people one-on-one during the trip so that we can encourage them to spend more, do more, have greater memories, have a better experience when they leave home? And then also the afterglow, this amazing feeling you get after a vacation when you're super excited, you want to tell the world how great your time was. How do we capitalize on that? So we worked with MMGY and Lucky and some of our other team to really figure this piece out. We said, how do we understand all the touch points throughout the journey? How do we understand how we can leverage those touch points to make people understand what we have as a product better? How do we leverage that so that people book earlier, stay longer, and spend more, and return more frequently? So we laid that groundwork, this foundation this year. We also did some other crazy stuff last year. We decided to pretty much get rid of our entire infrastructure, our website technology, our CRM technology, and replace it with a state-of-the-art website and a cutting-edge CDP, customer data platform. We now launched that at the end of last year, the CDP, the beginning of this year, the website. We're now better positioned to be able to communicate with the consumer one-on-one, have a real conversation, influence their decisions, push out messaging to them like never before in a more targeted, elegant way than we ever could have imagined a year ago. And so a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of hard work from a lot of people have put us in a position that is enviable throughout the world. We talk to other CVBs and DMOs across the country. They don't have the infrastructure we have. So we are poised to capitalize on that. So now I want to invite one of our partners up on the stage to talk a little bit about one of those projects. So Miles and company, we invited them to help us build a website last year. I can say they did a stellar job. It's a little different, it's a little disruptive, but they're going to talk about a few things, including how this is a more accessible site than we've ever had in the past. So I'm going to hand it over to Ryan and let him take it from here.
For National Travel and Tourism Week, I'm Ryan Thompson. I'm a Senior Vice President at Miles Partnership. I'm joined by August Erickson, who is our Accessibility Program Manager, as well as Jack Gravelet, who is our Account Supervisor. So looking forward, Stuart talked a lot about nuance and being deliberate, talked a lot about the quality of visitors versus the quantity of visitors. And I think that was the charge that we were given when we started looking at this website and how to design it very deliberately. There were a couple of core things he asked us to do, small, tiny things like reimagining the entire role of DMO websites industry-wide, little goals, little things like that, redefining what the role was. And so that is exciting, sort of the bravery to explore new ground is an exciting kind of assignment for us. So I wanted to spend a few minutes along with my colleagues to share with you what we have done on the website that you've probably seen certain pieces of over the past year, how it's performing so far, and probably most importantly, the fact that we're just getting started. That this is not a launch and be done, but we'll call it a 1.0 with a 1.1, et cetera, to follow very quickly. We're also going to end with a quick spotlight on accessibility. We do a lot of different things on the site to make it the best it can be for different types of users. And one of those spotlights we want to give you today is on accessibility. So if you've spent any time with the new site, almost instantly, you'll see something very different at the top of this site than, say, another destination marketing organization, which is a simple drop-down question. So let's go back to being nuanced and being deliberate. We want to really understand who our user is. There's plenty of websites that we use every day that say, sign up for my newsletter. There's no value in that statement. Why do I want to sign up for my newsletter? I'm giving you something. Why don't you give me something back? And so part of building a customer data platform on the Blue Shift platform that Stuart was talking about was providing value to our users. And so we almost instantly do that with this drop down, and we also do it in a brand voice that is appropriate for us. And so it's casual, it's anecdotal, but we ask you 3 simple questions, and if you're willing to answer them, we're going to give you better information. So I'm dreaming of a vacation, question 1, and then a quick follow-on for me would be the 3rd bullet, making memories with my family. So I'm dreaming of a vacation, making memories with my family. So that tells us that this anonymous user, meaning you don't know who I am yet, you haven't gathered my email address, but it says I'm in that inspiration phase, I want to learn more, and I'm a family guy. I'm a family traveler. So not a lot of information, but honestly very critical information. And so from there, the site begins to dynamically personalize the experience for you as you move all throughout. And it remembers you. So you can close your browser, you can come back, but it will remember you next time. So you know 2 pieces of information about me so far. That's the start of that personalized experience. We also have something, we took a page from the entertainment and travel industry leaders like BuzzShift and said, you know, we can have a featured section, but wouldn't it be better in our brand tone of voice to do something bigger? And so the What's Trending section shows you just that. It's our ability to feature things, feature our partners and different things of that nature, but it also understands the site technology, understands what is actually trending, what is popular, and we present that in a variety of different ways, from content to video to podcast to list and different things of that nature. And in any one of these steps, click, there we go. You can notice the little heart. You can heart it, you can favorite it, you can save it. And so now you have a third piece of information about me, which is I'm a foodie, probably, because I'm starting to save restaurants. And so the value you're giving to me as a consumer is I'm starting to be able to personalize my experience. I'm getting information that I want, and I'm now also able to save that into more of a trip planner type format. I can use this as an itinerary in the future. But more importantly, each one of my interactions with the site is giving me better information as a consumer. So all of this is built on our partner listings, meaning that as we write articles and create videos and produce podcasts and different things, most of that content that we're bringing into it is partner content, like the restaurant we just saw on the last slide. So we also wanted to reimagine the partner listing experience. Oftentimes on other sites, this is a very bland table or grid. In our case, we wanted to very intelligently categorize things, tag things. We also wanted to build a filterable grid that allowed you to really zero down on that information. Again, we can save any one of these things. Those are metrics we're gathering on the back end that tell us what's popular. And so the partner presentation experience was a very important part of this. Again, it's an unusual navigation from what you see on a DMO website, but not an unfamiliar one, meaning, again, planning a trip, we can help. So we're automatically providing a value statement for you, trending, search, plan, everything you need at the top of the site. As you move down, we present you content in a variety of different ways, again, from lists to podcasts, to content, to short form, and all along the way. So with that, I said we're just getting started, and that was the charge, which is let's get this site in a very impressive way to our 1.0, but we're going to immediately follow with more and more features. One of those features coming this summer, so just a few weeks away, is an enhanced member portal. So we're taking those partner listings and giving you an environment where you can sort of self-service your listings. And so you don't have to call us, you don't have to send us emails, you can come in. We're going to give you the ability to edit information. We're going to give you the ability to add events. It will all be presented in the way that you just saw. And you can control it all yourself. And so it's all self-serviceable. It's a big feature. It's a neat feature, I think, that will be really valuable to a lot of the folks in this room. So again, we're just getting started. What I thought I might ask Jack to do is to tell us how we're performing to date. We've been alive, if you will, or launched for just a few weeks or a couple of months. So we want to look at the KPIs that matter. So these aren't results per se in the sense of have we booked rooms yet or not. But these are the key performance indicators we're watching on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to tell us how are we performing in real time. So Jack?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So I wanted to look at it from the perspective, as Ryan said, reinventing the DMO website and making it much more interactive and content-driven. So with my 2 performance slides, I really tried to dive into metrics that weren't traditional, as Ryan said, but more about content interaction with the visitor. So on this first slide here, we can see the visitor bounced to list, viewed more pages, and viewed more pages per session. So it really speaks to that conversational nature of this new website. All right, to piggyback off a conversation, site search. When someone searches something on a website, think of it like a conversation with the website visitor. And as we can see with this new website, sessions with search, 170% lift. I mean, that's pretty good. And then not only they're searching more, they're viewing more per search, spending more time on it, and exiting less. So yeah. And then to round it out, planning for phase 2, we're going to focus some more on user testing, another focus around content and SEO, and then some just ongoing development and big ideas. And to touch on this accessibility work, I'm going to hand it over to August.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, we're missing one bullet point, but that's okay. Let's improv this. So beyond digital accessibility being altruistic and the right thing to do, it can increase the potential visitor base. Believe it or not, 20% of the US travel market is composed of individuals with disabilities. Additionally, digital accessibility has substantial SEO benefits. Digital accessibility and SEO have a symbiotic relationship, specifically referencing alt text for images, as well as a properly nested heading structure for web pages. Digital accessibility also creates the curb cut phenomenon, which is the phenomenon when something designed to benefit those with disabilities benefits the general population as a whole. The name comes from the curb cuts you see in sidewalks nationwide, originally designed for wheelchair access, but are utilized by joggers, bicyclists, parents with strollers, etc. Ultimately, by prioritizing digital accessibility, we can create a better user experience for all. Here's a high-level overview of our process for pinpointing accessibility issues on the Myrtle Beach website. We run automated scans where we submit the entire sitemap to a third-party software, and it reviews accessibility issues at the code level. We also conduct internal manual user testing, relying on keyboard navigation, as well as the JAWS screen reader, which is the most widely used screen reader on the market. The combination of internal manual user testing as well as the automated scans provides a more holistic view of the issues that are currently present on the Myrtle Beach website. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is a very exciting initiative being led by Myrtle Beach, and that is partnering with Inclusive Web, which is a separate third-party company or organization where we will have individuals with a wide array of disabilities user test the website to pinpoint any accessibility issues we were unable to uncover during our automated scans as well as our internal manual user testing.
Great, thanks August. So we will be around for the remainder of the day. We look forward to talking with any of you guys. Again, we talked about the big features and some of the attractiveness of the site, and then a quick spotlight into accessibility, which is one of those technical behind-the-curtain things that we often don't think about, but is critical to this overall experience. Great to be with you guys.
Thank you.